April 23rd, 2005. That was the day the first YouTube video was ever uploaded. December 2007 was when the YouTube Partner Program, the program that pays out content creators for making content here on YouTube, was first introduced. With the rise of the internet and the ability to share whatever you want with the entire world, however you wanted to share it, the social media content creator was born.
Hi, sisters.
Hello, friends.
Guys, welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
Once people realized that there was a possibility they could share the things they wanted to talk about and get paid for it, it was a no-brainer that content creation would become as much of a sought-out field as it has. That, in conjunction with the lavish lifestyle that so many content creators and influencers show to the world, it would attract anyone. Heck, even I'm here. In order to be successful in content creation, however, and achieve this lifestyle, content creators have to be able to pull in and retain an audience. How they do it depends on the YouTuber, of course, and it varies from person to person. People who are good at telling stories, especially if their stories they tell are shocking and almost unbelievable.
He f***ed me with a toothbrush!
People who bring laughs, despite how nonsense their videos may be.
The breath. Dunk the breath. Dunk the...
And people who educate on topics some of us don't understand and explain it in ways that we can understand.
I'm gonna learn you all a thing or two about the real banana republics.
But most importantly, YouTubers entertain. And those who are the best at entertaining and entrancing their desired audience obviously make the most. Markiplier, MatPat, JonTron, Jaden Animations. I couldn't possibly list every famous YouTuber, but these are just some of many that even those who don't consume their content would recognize their renown. However, there is one thing that having access to becoming something like a content creator can reveal, that humanity has many, many people in it who are less than savory, to put it simply. With things from racism to alleged illegal lotteries and entire careers being faked, influencers and content creators have been testing the good graces of their audiences for many years. With a little less than 2 months left in 2024, this list will likely expand. Over the next few weeks, I'll be talking about some of these names. Salutations, sheeple, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sunflex0, but you can call me Sami. And today, I wanted to just go over some situations that have happened this year from some of the biggest names in the internet community. Frankly, it's quite crazy all the different situations that have come to light in the last 10 months. I originally planned to cover multiple names in this video, but that turned out to be too big of a bite for me to chew. So instead, we're gonna do this one questionable character at a time. Before we get into that, I would like to impart with you a random bit of unrelated wisdom. NDAs don't stop you from reporting crimes. That's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe hit that notification bell. And let's get into this. Dr. DisRespect, also known as Herschel Guy Biam IV, made his existence known to YouTube January 12th, 2010. A few years before that, in 2005, he graduated from a university in Pomona, California, with a business administration degree with a specialization in marketing management. That makes his handling of some of his choices he makes later on in his career extremely ironic, but we'll get into that in a bit. During the time when he was in college, he became known in the Halo 2 community under the gamer tag Diarrhea Panic for his propensity of using the game's proximity chat to trash talk his opponents. Eventually, in 2010, he took his interest in games, his trash-talking tendencies, a persona that he invented that constantly wears sunglasses, a mullet, and a mustache that he had nicknamed Slick Daddy, and uploaded his first YouTube video. From there, he gained the attention of the internet, and additionally, a prominent gaming network known on YouTube as Machinima. Dr. DisRespect grew to be a notable figure in the online gaming community. With his, at the time, unique combination of trash talking and playing games such as Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and PUBG, he became a highly accredited public figure, acquiring awards like Trending Gamer in 2017, and after that, Streamer of the Year in 2019. Another relevant event that happened in 2019, DisRespect's channel was suspended for live streaming from a restroom at E3, or also known as the Electronic Entertainment Expo. This act violated Twitch's privacy policy. This also got him banned from E3, but his Twitch account was instated 14 days later. Let's visit the year 2020, a worldwide sickness, the writers of that season coming up with new plot points every month that just devastated everyone's mental health. Whatever happened to those murder hornets from May, by the way? Heard them once, never heard about them again. But moving on. One notable thing that happened, streaming grew massively within this year due to the global health issue, forcing everyone to stay inside and search for ways to fill up their time. And in a search for ways to fill up their time, people turned to places like Twitch. This was also a year where Twitch was trying to make sure it retained talent, especially after losing one of their biggest streamers, Ninja, to Mixer, a Microsoft-owned competitor, just the year before. With Dr. DisRespect having 4 million followers and a consistent audience of at least 24,000 viewers every time he streamed, keeping DisRespect was in Twitch's best interest. Alongside names like Pokimane and Tim the Tatman, Herschel made a deal and signed a multi-year contract with Twitch. So, that just made it all the more surprising when, a few months later, in June of 2020, Herschel was permanently banned from the platform with no warning. In an interview with the Washington Post around that time, Herschel made claims of not knowing why they made this decision, stating that it was a total shock. He didn't let this set him back, however, continuing with his streaming on YouTube. And in December of that year, announcing the launch of Midnight Society, a gaming studio headed by him and a few other COD and Halo veterans. In August of 2021, Herschel announced that he was suing Twitch, and that lawsuit settled in a mutual agreement in March of 2022, with neither party admitting any wrongdoing. As a note, that doesn't mean that there wasn't any wrongdoing at all on either side. It's just that neither Twitch nor Dr. DisRespect admitted to any fault in the situation surrounding the ban and the broken contract. If there was a specific reason for Dr. DisRespect's ban, other than Twitch just feeling a little bit silly that day, it was between Twitch, Herschel, and the stars themselves. It would remain that way until this year, during June of 2024, when a former Twitch employee made the following tweet. He got banned because he got caught texting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. I couldn't figure out exactly what prompted this tweet, but while DisRespect wasn't named, internet sleuths quickly put it together. Herschel had the comments of his tweets filled with people accusing him of being a predator and comparing him to celebrities like Drake and P. Diddy. Of course, there were people defending him as well. If Dr. DisRespect was messaging underage girls, it would have blew up a long time ago. That kind of stuff doesn't stay quiet. It gets used one way or the other. You people need to use your head, man. DisRespect addressed it on his Twitter the next day with the following tweet. Listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can since this is the internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal, no wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. Planning to just continue on after making this tweet with his regularly scheduled programming. Many people, however, had an issue with how his tweet was worded, given the accusations floating around. We have a tweet from Keemstar saying, "Bro, why don't you say, I was not talking to a minor trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon like what was alleged." Midnight Society, the gaming studio he was a part of heading, made an announcement on June 24th stating the following. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Biam, aka Dr. DisRespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with the parties involved, and in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Biam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. The next day, June 25th of 2024, Dr. DisRespect finally made a longer tweet addressing the situation. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Warning, this statement is not quick, or at least not quick for me to read. Let's cut the As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I'd never want to jeopardize the culture that we have carefully crafted. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch. But for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met with the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I'll f***ing own my shit. This was stupid. Now, with all this said, don't get it f***ing mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. Or are you kidding me? Anyone who truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things and with those types of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgusting that I fucking hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that. I'll point out some particular highlights in this tweet. Dr. Disrespect admitted to talking with, quote-unquote, an individual minor, and that these conversations were casual, mutual, and sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate. He then goes on to take responsibility for what he did, saying as a husband and father, it should have never happened, but then continues to deny the predator or pedophile allegations. This tweet was edited twice, by the way. First, removing the word minor, and then adding it back later. Twitter Blue users, or Twitter Premium users, or whatever it is referred to, would be able to see that these edits were made. Something I forgot to mention earlier, in December of 2017, Dr. Disrespect admitted to cheating on his wife.
As you guys know, I have a beautiful family and a wife and kid. I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful.
This year, in 2024, as a situation with Herschel talking to a minor was revealed, a worker of the adult entertainment persuasion came forward with a screen recording showing inappropriate conversations between the two, and claiming that Disrespect promised help with getting her to Twitch partner in exchange for private shows, if you know what I mean, only for Disrespect to block her after receiving the shows. While the screen recording doesn't show any promises of such a deal, the inappropriate relation is fairly obvious between the two. Slight side tangent, I don't know if these messages are real, but one message that has been burned into my eyeballs, and that seems very much on brand for what little I know about Dr. Disrespect, was him referring to a certain act as boom. I'm not gonna put the screenshot on screen, but the link will be in the description. Proceed at your own risk. So, allegedly, Herschel cheated on his wife with 2 women, one of them being an adult entertainer, and additionally, someone who is not yet 18. Taking a break from stating the facts for a second, and just to talk about my opinions, no one should be having inappropriate conversations with anyone while married, especially if that person is a fan, especially an underage fan. I have 1 or 2 mutuals on TikTok who are younger than me, and the second that I found out that they are an age range that I would not be comfortable being in constant contact with, I do not have multiple one-on-one conversations with them. I maybe occasionally interact by commenting on a public post of theirs and then moving on with my life. What are you, and at the time, 38-year-old man, doing? Having a conversation with anyone underage who is not your child, let alone having multiple conversations with them. Multiple conversations that leaned inappropriate. That's fucking weirdo behavior. But I'm gonna stop ranting about that here. It's fucking weirdo behavior, but... Herschel left the internet for a few months after announcing the break, coming back briefly to post this picture. For those of you who are listening and not watching, the picture is of Herschel sitting at a table in front of a chessboard that also has checker pieces on it, as well as chess pieces. The checker pieces being on our side of the board, implying that he was playing chess while the rest of the world was playing checkers. He also took this time to respond to some people commenting on his tweets with jabs that I'm sure he really thought put people in their place. Herschel lost a lot during this time. Monetization on YouTube, cosmetics and voice lines related to him being removed from multiple video games, partnerships with companies such as FanDuel and Turtle Beach, as well as at least 100,000 followers on YouTube. Despite all of this, his behavior surrounding the situation was very blasé, shown in tweets like, "Where is he coming from, Epstein Island? It's a PDF, not a doc. He blocked me, let me take a screenshot and post." Obviously referencing the things that people have said about them and mocking them for saying those things and making those jokes or whatever. He's obviously mocking people. We'll just leave it at that. Eventually, he came back to streaming on YouTube, but not before deleting the tweet confessing to what he did. His return was unhinged, to say the very least. First, he goes on to state that his statement of inappropriate messages to a minor were made up by him and journalist bait.
You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs.
He then claimed that the messages were taken out of context, that the messages weren't considered sexting because pictures and videos were not exchanged. By the way, sexting includes messages, not just pictures and videos, and that his ex-Twitch partner manager had it out for him.
We got zero support from this guy, and it was just so obvious that he carried a grudge against the two-time. So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager, and just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence?
And set out to make the minor report the claims, and that no wrongdoing was found.
The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team.
And that the former partner manager then escalated the claim personally to the LER team. And from there, the LER team determined that the messages that were supposedly cherry-picked from the DMs were enough to get DisRespect banned from Twitch and have his contract terminated.
He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. The LER analyst cherry-picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the Whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch.
He then goes on to list some things that other Twitch streamers have done, asking why he got banned instead. And then, of course, because he can't possibly be more immature, it all eventually gets wrapped up with,
People want...
Show the message. Release the messages. Show the messages.
What are we, in 2nd grade?
Hi, Editing Summy here. Something I forgot to mention. Overall, if you're not sure whether or not to believe Doc or to believe the accusations, in the end, we really cannot confirm what exactly is the truth here. But I will point out 2 clips that he himself has said, where he admits indirectly that the person he spoke to is under 18, over the age of 16 at least in whatever state they may live, but under 18 for certain.
When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received.
Just from his wording alone. 2, I will encourage you guys to watch other videos. I'll leave some in the description below. They'll go into more detail than I can, because I'm genuinely sick of this guy. So, as I will always do, I encourage you guys to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. But my conclusion is that this guy is playing victim, and he spoke to someone inappropriately who was under the age of 18.
I even used the word inappropriate, purposely. And look at how it's defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place. And I'm not denying the exchange of whispers, champs. I'm not denying that to all of you out there, it looks bad. I have no way of knowing if the Twitch user thought our exchange of whispers was inappropriate. If it was, I apologize.
Yeah. You have to understand that admitting to messaging a minor and then saying JK it's an awful PR move, especially with your marketing specialty degree. Who in their right mind would ever do that? The most frustrating part about this entire situation, however, is that his fans so actively support him. Despite sponsors dropping him, despite losing his YouTube monetization, his fans still send him thousands of dollars. During the process of making this video, I have been checking his tips page, and it has a nifty little feature that shows you the person who donated the highest amount that month or that week, and for how much. I have seen hundreds of thousands of dollars come through from multiple individuals. And in the month of October, he received $20,000 from his fans alone. And while I wouldn't wish financial destitution on anyone who has a child that they need to care for, the fact that he's still doing perfectly okay is shocking to me. He has tried to appeal YouTube's decision of not allowing him to be monetized, but it has been rejected, with a chance for appeal in 60 days from when the appeal was last submitted. And his following is still huge after this, being the second most watched streamer in October with 2.2 million watch hours. And he still has 4.6 million followers on YouTube. But hey, maybe I just don't get it. Racist jokes and a creepy mustache and talking to somebody who's at least half their age doesn't necessarily attract me as a viewer, but that's just me. Overall, this is a situation that most people wouldn't be able to recover from, but he seems to be doing just fine. He has committed a cancelable offense, and while he seemingly was canceled, he's doing perfectly fine. And I have strong feelings about that, but hey, if that's what the people want, I guess I can't do shit about that. So we're gonna stamp this with the canceled ? If you made it this far in the video, huge thanks and shout out to you. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Was there something I missed while talking about this? Most definitely was. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you don't feel like having a conversation, why not just comment the word sunshine to let me know you guys made it to the end of the video. If you're interested in more topics like this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I plan to have another video up next week, and I would love it if these videos were the push that I need to reach 1,000 subs before the end of the year. I hope that I see you in the next one, but in case I don't, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.